reciting this. And it's good to recite such a thing that can be of upliftment to your righteous and spiritual consciousness. But what is just as important, or as equally, or maybe more paramount, is not just to have it memorized into your memory bank, not to just recite such a virtue, which is 10 virtues of eternal happiness, but what is just as important to understand what it is you're reciting, to internalize what it is you're rehearsing, and to embrace all of it so you can execute it, so that way you won't just be saying the 10 virtues, but you'll be living it, even if you don't say a word. You did. So now, first of all, there's only one virtue, you know what I'm saying? But it's broken down into 10 different parts. What is the virtue, first and foremost? Let me get down close to y'all. What is the virtue? Virtue, some people say, is dealing with rules, regulations. Other people might say codes of conduct. Now, let's stay with codes of conduct for a slight moment, a brief moment. The late, great Baba John Henry Clark, he's right there, up there, was so fond of saying that black tells you or shows you what you look like. It does not necessarily tell people who you are. Now, many of us, if not all of us are here, have a high level of race consciousness, meaning you pushing for or striving for race upliftment, unity within the race, ethnicity, nationality, whatever name or whatever term you use to represent who we truly are. Now, but it comes a time where it's about code of conduct, how you conduct yourself. Yes, you might be blacker than the sky is at midnight. You might be blacker than the ace of spades. But if you have a white power mentality, if you have a white power consciousness or a white supremacist likelihood, your pigmentation really ain't worth y'all fill in the blank. So it's about being able to carry yourself with righteousness or excellence. One thing that black or whatever you want to use that represents our greatness must strive for is excellence. We must strive for excellence. Strive for greatness. Notice, I did not say we're going to strive for perfection. Notice, I did not say you will be without flaws. I don't like using mistakes, but things might not happen the way you want it to happen. It's about not being able to subscribe or partake in the things that can be degenerate. I know many of us are going through a financial crisis right now. And so often, many of us are trying to get rich real quick, get rich real fast. We're taking on the European or individualism persona or livelihood or lifestyle. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting money. There's nothing wrong with having income. We all got to have shelter. We all got to have clothes on our back. We all got to eat. But how hungry are you? What you not going to do for the income? What you not going to do for money? What you not going to sell for money? We must understand how to value certain things in life, like friendships. Keep this out. Value friendships does not come by very often. Value brotherhood and sisterhood. They do not come by very often. Value your family. Value the times when you ever spend with each other. One thing about funerals or homegoing, I've been in so many of them, and it's like when people that really don't spend time with the people that's here living today, and they come go to a funeral, they have some type of guilt trip. They start to reminisce on how bad they treated them. They want to say sorry, like, I'm sorry I wasn't there for you, I'm sorry I mistreated you, sorry I stabbed you in the back, or whatever they did to not really show a code of honor, a code of character. I'm saying right now, many of us are living our funeral right today. Many of us are in our funeral right today. You're here today, and you're gone today. So value every second, every minute. Water. Value your time here in this realm of living with your people, along with getting money. Now, virtues, the first virtue is control of thought. Let's get to that. I'm kind of pressed for time. Control of thought. Now, this is a beautiful virtue because the mind is an energy field. The mind is truly divine. If the mind is off whack, the whole body is out of alignment. You dig what I'm saying? Now, we're talking about control of thought. Now, you might be able to control or strive to be able to control your thoughts, but you might not always necessarily be able to stop what might be, or control what might be the thoughts that might be imputed into your mental psyche. What I mean by that, God forbid, or the ancestors be with you. You might go outside and see a car accident. You might have a plan to do something that was constructive. but something might have happened that might have been able to supplant the plan that you already had. I know many times I write down my goals, what I want to do, and my mom, though, I'm real orderly, and things might come up. They might cause me to forget what I had planned to do, and then once the day go by, or days go by, weeks go by, like, dang, I forgot to take care of such activity. I forgot to take care of such errand, or call someone. Now, it is a remedy for that, though. The remedy is the power of concentration and the power of focus. When I'm talking about concentration, I'm not saying we need to think so extremely and so hard till your mind starts to hurt. When I'm talking about concentration, I'm not saying we stare something down so intensely that your eyes are about to pop out of socket like Beetlejuice. When I'm talking about concentration from a biological perspective is, if you say food coloring, the stronger, first of all, black is not a color, it's the essence which all colors come from, but with the food coloring, the darker it gets, the more formable it gets, the more stronger it gets, and that way it becomes more, what? Concentrated. Now, me, Lorenzo, Brent, Shaheed, Big Brother Mark, he's not with us. Who else gets drive? Let me see some sisters that might work out. Josh Sherry, how y'all looking good? We work out to try to build mass, whether you try to build strength, whether you try to build your wind up, you have to put in the effort. Repetition is the mother of learning. The same can be done when you're trying to develop and strengthen the mind with controlling your thoughts. Now, like I said, some people have asked me, how is it that I'm able to recite pledges and declarations of my heart and principles and all this other stuff I'm reciting? It's not really a secret, it just takes some discipline. First of all, when you're meditating, you definitely need to meditate or pray in a quiet space, when you have time to gather your thoughts, when you have time to, distractions around, when you're able to have complete silence and be still. That is wonderful. That is a skill and a science to do in these troubling times. But we're talking about not just the virtues, we are talking about ma'at, not deceiving too much to the left, not deceiving too much to the right, but having even-based meaning, having balance. So, I oftentimes will challenge myself when I'm doing chants or Dogon meditation when you are interacting. I sometimes will challenge myself when I'm reciting such a pledge when it is a lot of noise around. And this is an exercise y'all can do. Focus your mind on something. Focus is really having your thoughts or having your mind focus on a thought that's constructive, that's promising and progressive for you, and allowing yourself to keep it housed in your mind regardless of what distractions you're going through, regardless of issues with your significant others, your children. Easier said than done, hard to apply. See how long you can keep that thought in your mind throughout your day, going through all the chaos and all the madness that's going on here in the hells of North America. That's how you're able to build your focus. And once you're able to build your focus, strengthen your concentration, you'll be able to handle shock and not get rocked. You did. You'll be able to handle surprises and not be spooked. You'll be able to handle things that happen unwarily. It will not be raffled. You did. And once you're able to strengthen your mind, focus on strengthening your mind and building strength mentally, once you're able to control your thoughts, not allowing your thoughts to wander randomly, you be able to control your thoughts, then you be able to control what you say, because the speech is the offspring of your thoughts. And once you're able to control your thoughts, you'll be able to control what you say. And once you're able to control what you say, you'll be able to control your actions. Once you're able to control your actions, you control or change your bad habits. And once you're able to control or change your bad habits, you'll be able to control your destiny. Once you're able to control your destiny, you control your life. Once again, easier said than done. It takes practice. Next one is what? Control of action. Alright, this is a good one right here. Control of action. What is your act? What was many of us put here to do? Who are you acting like? What are you acting like? Are you acting backwards? Or are you acting honorable? Are you acting deceitful? Or are you acting justifiable? What is your act? Now, when you say control of action, Grasshopper, Pianki, Tensei Kwame, Insei Mani, whatever we call today, what do you mean by that? When I say control your actions, I'm talking